with it. The gear's tight looking right, you got the ice with it. A conversation with me will change your life. Your wife wants the pipe, and when I hit you feel a slight difference. In her box, my cock's bigger, I'm hot nigga. She don't rock with you, she got with you for dough. Your hoes a thought, if you fuck around, I'll take your mom, kiss her, fuck her, then I'm taking your hot sister. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. You cuff that bitch, I'ma fuck that bitch. You in love that chick, will suck that dick. That slut will kick you out your house, man, fuck your couch. I'm Rick James, bitch, I'll take your bitch and fuck her mouth, nigga. You bitchin' cause I'm smashing your hoe, you so passionate though. You would laugh for her to go on the trip, now you trippin' because I got her ass, you acting vaginal, bro. I'll give her back, blow her back out, then go. Nigga, act like you know. Sharing is caring, nigga, I dare a nigga to swear that niggas can get to his chick. I put fear in niggas, they scared this nigga will take the girl and make her my bitch. You the type to die for a slut, you lie just to fuck. You like to get drunk and high just to get the courage to say hi, you a punk. You want to get some ass but then you act like a monk. She's stringing you along, it's going on like a month. You spending all this dough, she still ain't touching your junk. She taking off her panties and you smelling the funk. You say you hate it but you ate it even though that it stunk. Nasty ass nigga. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. I'ma keep fucking your lady. My pull-out game's amazing, we ain't having a baby. You bitchin' moaning and crying, complaining, acting crazy because I'm fucking your girl, you punk ass, you pay me. Get cash to smash your whack ass chick. You too stupid to realize I'm teaching your whack ass shit. All up in your feelings, you feeling all attached and it's making you go crazy. And maybe if you had that shit we call game, you know you can't control no hoe. No matter if she's bad or right or just so-so. You trying to control that bitch, that's a no-no. You worried about other niggas, that's so homo. Pause. Niggas wanna be so romantic, but they chick be all up on another man's dick. I be on that man shit, they be acting manic. I don't think these guys know what a man is. Y'all thinking you're out here winning with your money and status, you're thinking you're rich. But how you see yourself as a winner if I could ruin your day by smashing your bitch? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. The bad boy, the dating game. What's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Monogamous Player. Marino, Unique 79 is in the building. Shout out to Jacob Wrights, because he don't understand game, but shout out to him. Shout out to my dude up in the place, Ronnie Granades, Vernon, Iceberg S is in the building. John Lethal, what's going on? AT in the chat. The Black Pearl, Navin, R. Johnson. Who else we got in here, man? Truth is Inside, he was in here. Shap Puro, what's going on? Steve, Fernando, what's going on with everybody, man? So today's show, man, what I want you guys to do, you understand? Just be very nice and loving to your fellow person who watches YouTube and who's so concerned about the Chad and Tyrone stuff. Your fellow Black Pillar, please send them this video so that they can understand what's going on. Now, this is the thing. The only reason I'm doing this type of show or I do shows like this is because I want to get guys to step out of the illusion. A lot of guys are under an illusion because they're actually not living real life. You understand? They don't have experience in real life. So hopefully I can enlighten some people when it comes to the game. So you see this goofy ass comment right here. He says, sounds like somebody might be a little jealous of Chad and Tyrone because the game comes easier to them and you have to work harder. They do just get the same results. Oh my God. Shout out to April MC in the building. What's going on, girl? How is your sexy ass doing? He says, Chad and Tyrone are good looking, confident, and have swaggers. They could use game, but so could everyone. The guy you described on your Bad Boy membership commercial needs game the most. See, Jacob, you are actually the perfect person to be watching this. You need to watch this whole thing and take notes. You definitely need to watch this whole thing and take notes, because Jacob, you actually you ain't got, your game is so terrible. I can tell by your language. You feel what I'm saying? I can tell by your language that you don't understand what the fuck is going on out here in these streets. And this is why I tell you guys, make sure that you go to Bad Boy membership, but also make sure that you guys are up on at MrLocario.com so you can get the book Looks Don't Matter. You feel what I'm saying? Get the book Looks Don't Matter. 7 Ways to Attract Women Without Your Looks. Jacob, you need to get this yesterday. Okay, you need to get this like last week. You had to get this last year before I even came out with this. This is how bad you need this fucking this fucking book. You need this shit heavy, my brother, heavy. Okay, so make sure you guys go to MrLocario.com to get that cracking. All right, so let's just jump right into this. So I titled this Chad and Tyrone Need to Learn Game the Most. Right? Titled Chad and Tyrone Need to Learn Game the Most. Now, who the fuck is Chad and Tyrone? Why are we talking about these niggas? You understand what I'm saying? Like, who are these guys, right? So, first of all, the fact that you have guys talking about other guys, that's already an issue. Let's start with that. Because you have a lot of dudes in this YouTube streets that are so concerned about other men and what's happening with other guys, right? And basically who Chad and Tyrone is, these are these guys that, these other guys are talking about who are supposed to be the really good looking dudes. And because they're really good looking, things happen for them easily in the game. This is what they think. You understand? This is what they, a lot of the people that they would call in the black pill community would be talking about when it comes to this type of stuff, right? Now, let me say this. So I want to paint you guys a picture so you can understand where I'm about to come from when I'm about to say what I'm about to say, right? Think about this. How many of you guys who are watching this, who live in America right now, right? And, you got a good job, making decent money, right? And let's say you go overseas to another country, right? Now, this isn't about passport bros. We're not talking about those guys. I'm just saying, let's say you go to another country, let's say a poorer country, a country where, because you're American, you go to this country and you get there and they know you're American, so they think you got crazy paper. Now, get this, you might have more money than them in certain situations based off where you go, but they think that you got crazy paper, you living it up, like you living in mansions and shit. You got butlers and maids and it's just crazy. You just got money coming out your ass. You understand? Because you're American. See, myself, Miles, and two of my other friends years ago, we went to Brazil, right? Now, Miles and my other friend, they went there before. So this was my first time going to Brazil. So they was already in there. And then I met them in Brazil, right? So this is my first time going to Brazil. So what happened is that I had no idea how Brazil was, right? So I get off the plane. I take a cab to the Airbnb or whatever that we're staying at. Shout out to my dude K-Zag and 20. K-Zag said it's actually moist and heteroflexible to think men are better than you because you believe they're better looking than you. Exactly. That's facts. That's real talk. So I go to the cab and to the Airbnb. I get out the cab. And there's this little kid, had to have been no more than 7 years old or some shit. Little kid had no shoes on. You understand? Just had on some shorts and a ripped up t-shirt and shit. And, he has his hand out begging me for some money. Right? Because, I'm stepping out the cab and I'm looking like a fucking American. Like I got some paper. So I take out the money and I go in my wallet, I have a $10 bill. So I take out the $10 bill and give it to this. I take it out. He snatches it and runs. Right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Miles or either my other friend, they saw as that was happening, and they're like, bro, the fuck did you just do? And I said, what you mean? He's like, you just gave that, how much money you gave that kid? And I was like, I don't know, it's like $10 or some shit. And they just shaking their head like, oh, why'd you do that? Right? So for the whole fucking trip, there was like a swarm of kids. Every time they saw us outside the Airbnb and walking around, they would fucking follow us everywhere. Because they was like, those are the rich niggas. Those are the motherfuckers. These motherfuckers must live in mansions. They got fucking maids, and they just living it up, right? And that's the sort of the perception that these kids or these people in that area, you know, had. You understand? Even some of the women, they're like, oh, you're from America and all this other shit, right? So I say that to say this, right? I know that I'm not rich, living in mansions, living it up. I know this. You understand? But their perception is that I got it made. Now, I have it better than them, but their perception of how much I have it is skewed. You understand? So a lot of times when you're in those situations, because you're American, they assume that you're living it up. Well, you probably just making $30,000 a year or some shit, right? Even though that's a lot to them, it's not really a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So they have that perception. Now, I say that to say this. A lot of the guys who, you know, adhere to the black pill rhetoric, who adhere to the Chad and Tyrone, they're like that kid in Brazil that was begging me for $10. And to them, I'm Chad and Tyrone. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that guys who aren't living that life think or have a perception of the guys who are living the life. You understand? So they think, man, if you were just this good looking dude, you know, you got the jawline and everything will work out for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because earlier, what's his name? Jacob over here in the chat was talking that shit. See, Jacob was like, a Chad and a Tyrone are good looking and confident and have swag. Yes, they can use game, but everyone could. The guys you describe, like he's talking all this shit thinking that Chads and Tyrones, or the guys they consider Chads and Tyrones, have it easy, right? And what I want you guys to understand is that these dudes actually don't, and they really need game. And see, the reason why I said they need game the most is because what y'all don't know is that the guys you consider Chads and Tyrones, right? There's a reality of what they go through that you have no idea about. And I actually talk about this a little bit in my book, Looks Don't Matter, which all of you should get, goddammit. I talk about the things that can happen or the things that do go down because a woman is looking at you and she's like, oh my God, he's too good looking, or he's this type of guy. Then they come up with all this fucking, these reasons as to why they can't fuck with you and everything like that. Right now, let me talk about some of the things that Chad and Tyrone go through and that you actually don't understand, and this is why they need game. And not only do they need game, they fucking need game the most. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up a video, right? And this video I'm gonna pull up, right, is from another dating coach who I think is an excellent dating coach. Some of y'all might have heard of him, some of y'all might have not. It's a dude named Dan Bacon. And he has a video called 4 Reasons Why Good-Looking Guys Rarely Get the Girl They Want, right? Now, that's one of the first things I want to talk about, right, is how you're going to have guys out there who they'll get girls, you understand what I'm saying? And they'll get girls that are attracted to them because the way they look, but a lot of times they're not getting the girls that they want. You understand? So what happens is that you have good-looking dudes who will take the path of least resistance, right? I always talk about this. People, men and women, boys, girls, men, women, whoever, they're going to take the path of least resistance. What's the path of least resistance? That means they're going to take the path where it's easier to get from point A to point B. So what happens is that if a guy, let's say he's a guy that a woman considers good looking, right? And let's say she's checking him out. She's giving him heavy choosing signals because he's so good looking. She's looking at his jaw and all that other shit you guys talk about, right? But this girl that's looking at him, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's talk about the mythical scale. On a scale of 1 to 10, he thinks she's like a 5.5 at best. You understand what I'm saying? She might have a little booty or something, but she's a 5. So now, because Chad and Tyrone ain't got no fucking game, what he's going to do is, if he can get access to the 5, he's going to take the 5. But what happens is that he takes the 5, but he's not satisfied with the 5. What he really wants is the 10, but he doesn't have enough game to get the 10. And see, what happens is this. What a lot of guys don't know is that to women who you would consider dimes, consider hot and all this other shit, right? Those women don't have a problem, and just most of them for that matter, but let's just talk about the dimes that all you guys, the baddies y'all want. Most of those women don't have a problem getting damn near any type of guy to fuck with them. You understand? At least on the front end, meaning guys wanting to take them out, have sex with them, do all this other stuff, right? They have no problem. So what does that mean? That means that those women, they have a number of guys trying to get at them. Within those number of guys, it's a lot of guys who are Chads and Tyrones. And when I say a lot of guys who are Chads and Tyrones, meaning that there's multiple guys who would be considered Chad and Tyrone trying to get at that woman. You understand? So now, because there's multiple guys who would be considered Chad and Tyrone getting with those women or trying to get with those women, it cancels out that this guy or that guy or any particular guy is Chad or Tyrone. Doesn't matter. You understand? Because who's she going to pick? Which Chad and Tyrone is she going to pick? Now you're saying, but Mr. Locario, well, if that's the case, that means she's going to pick the Chad and Tyrone and not any of the average other guys because, you know, then the average guys have no choice because she has all these Chads and Tyrones. See, another thing you guys don't understand is this. And see, this is why you guys have to actually go out there, talk to women, interact with women, live real life, because the stuff that I'm about to tell you, you would have known if you're living real life. But unfortunately, I know a lot of guys only live online and they listen to niggas that's never actually been with women. They have no idea what women go through. They have no idea what women like. They have no idea what's going on with women. So therefore, they listen to the nonsense. But, you know, you have me here to tell you the real shit. You're welcome. Okay, so now, what you have to understand is this. These women, right? They've been in situations with guys you would consider Chad or Tyrones. What happens is that those women, those same women who have been in those situations with the Chad and Tyrones, they've met a lot of those guys who are insecure as fuck. So what happens is that sometimes a woman is dealing with a man or she's dealing with men, and just him being good looking isn't the end all be all because she was with a guy who was good looking, but he was insecure. Since he was insecure, she was in a relationship or some sort of situation with that insecure motherfucker, and he probably stalked her. He was being really needy. He was being emotional, right? So what happens is the woman says, well, yeah, I'm not just gonna pick him off the basis of him just being good looking in a lot of cases, right? She's like, because I was with a good looking guy and he was insecure. He was needy. He was acting like a bitch. He was all emotional. You understand? But see, you guys, if you guys don't go outside and you guys don't interact with women, you're not going to know this shit. You understand? You're not going to know this shit. So when there's women that I've dated, women that I've hooked up with or whatever it is, and they tell me about the dudes they've been with, they show me pictures of niggas that they used to fuck with. And you know, what happens is I ask them this information because this is how I learned, this is how I'm relaying this stuff to you guys, right? And some of these motherfuckers are guys you would consider Chads or Tyrone. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. You understand what I'm saying? And so they show me the text messages these niggas are sending. they'd fucking show me these niggas crying, bitching, and moaning, all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is Chad and Tyrone need game the most because a lot of these motherfuckers don't have game. And the reason why they need it the most is because those guys also believe in some cases that they can just coast on their looks. But the reason why they think that is because they're taking the path of least resistance, fucking all these 5s and 6s. You understand what I'm saying? And be like, well, I'm getting some ass, so whatever, right? But they're not satisfied. They're not getting the dimes that you think they're getting. What's interesting is, right? What's interesting is that guys who you would consider average looking, right? They are actually, in a lot of cases, going to have an easier time getting the hotter girl because sometimes what happens is the girl wants to be the better looking one in the situation. That's one. And two, a lot of times women don't expect a certain thing from an average looking guy. Meaning, when you're the Chad or Tyrone or the good looking dude, there's a higher expectation. And when there's a higher expectation, if you are acting a certain way, it's going to fuck up the expectation they had for you. Whereas with the average dude, there isn't that much of an expectation. So if he has game, it's like, oh shit, this guy's impressing me. This guy, I didn't expect him to be this awesome. You understand what I'm saying? So you said, why do you think guys would pick the path of least resistance rather than to just trust the process within the game? Well, that's because a lot of these motherfuckers don't want to actually learn game. And that's why they take the path of least resistance. They don't want to fucking learn no game. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these dudes, these quote unquote Chads and Tyrones, they need game because the shit that they're getting isn't really the shit that they want, though. But the guys who don't have game, the guys who aren't Chads and Tyrones, are fantasizing about being Chad and Tyrone because those guys are getting hardly nothing. So they're like the little homeless kid in Brazil that I was talking about earlier. You understand? But they have this fantasy like, man, if I was American, I'd be rich and I'd have 20 maids and all this other stuff. But the thing is that these dudes, they don't fucking understand game. They don't understand what's actually going on out here. So now this is what I'm going to do. Well, let me see what these guys are saying. He said, Chad and Tyrone always wins. They would replace the girl they're dating in an hour. Unless she's Stacy, they might simp. Oh my God, you guys. Jesus Christ. And guys, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat. And, you know, we'll get that shit cracking. And if you want to call up, call the numbers 516-387-1224, 516-387-1224. I'm not going to be here too long. I'm probably going to try to make this like an hour, a little under an hour, but you know how that goes. It's probably going to be an hour and a half, but who knows? But anyway, but let me pull up this video. I'm going to have it playing at like 1.7 speed just to make it a little faster. But I'm going to show you this video, and I want to, you know, talk about some of the points that Dan Bacon is making in this video. But let me share this screen real quick. Let me try to get this up. Let's share this real quick. All right, so let me pull this up a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna go through this video. And this video is titled 4 Reasons Why Good-Looking Guys Rarely Get the Girl That They Want. So this is what I was saying earlier, is that a lot of these guys who aren't Chad or Tyrone, who consider themselves not Chad and Tyrone, the black pill guys, like, I'm so ugly, I can't get no girls, and no girls want me, and blah, 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 and all that other shit, right? Their lack of women, they're like, but fuck it, I'll take a chick that I'm not attracted to, because I'm not even getting women I'm not attracted to, or I'm not getting any women. So they have that low level thinking already, right? So they're like the homeless kid. You understand? But what happens is that the fucking what happens is that the guys who are the Chads and Tyrones, right? They're picking the low-hanging fruit. in a lot of situations, meaning they're getting the girls who are sexually attracted to them because they're physically attracted to them. But in most cases, those women aren't really the dimes in most cases. You understand? Those women aren't the dimes in most cases. So the Brutus said, is it worth learning game if we are about to be in World War III, Russia, and the nuke's going to fly? Wouldn't it be a good look to invest in the money to buy the status of having a nuclear bunker? Hilarious. Stop. Get out of here with that. All right, so let's start this video. And I'm going to stop in between time to, give my commentary and get this shit cracking. Well, first, let me know if you guys can hear this stuff.
Some good-looking men have absolutely no problem getting themselves a beautiful girlfriend or a wife. Yet the reality is that a very high percentage.
All right, let me know if you guys can hear that real quick before we continue. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear that. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, cool. So we good. Let's go.
Of men who are labeled as being good-looking or who've been told that they're handsome their entire life have a secret that most people aren't aware of. That is, he rarely gets the girl that he really wants. Additionally, when he sees his ideal type of girl and she has a boyfriend or a husband, he will sometimes find that the guy isn't as good looking as he is. He will wonder, why can't I get a girl like that? That's the type of girl that I want, and she's with a guy who looks like that. Why haven't I been able to get a girl like that? Additionally, his friends who may also be good looking have been able to attract their ideal type of woman, and they're enjoying a relationship with her. Yet he can't seem to attract his ideal type of girl and doesn't know why it's happening to him.
Let me pause it for a second. Is that too fast, or y'all want it a little slower? Let me know if y'all want it a little slower. Because I don't want it to go over your heads, but I don't want to make it, regular speed so it'll take that long. You feel what I'm saying? So let me know if it's good. Put a 1 in the chat if it's good. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to go slower. You feel me? Let me know. All right. So 1 is good. We good? Slower? All right. I'll try to put it at 1.5, but because I don't want to take it, take too long. All right, I'm gonna put it at 1.5. All right, let's put it at 1.5. All right, let's try that.
After all, throughout his entire life, people have been saying to him that he's handsome and he's good looking. Yet that hasn't resulted in him being able to attract the kinds of girls that he really wants. So why does that happen? And more importantly, what does it mean for you and your success with women if you rate yourself as being an average looking guy, a below average looking guy, a good looking guy, and so on? How does it affect you and your success with women? Let's begin with number 1. The first reason why a good-looking guy won't get the type of girl that he really wants is that he gets a lot of attention from women, but is usually only pursued by women who aren't as attractive as the ones he really wants.
All right, let me pause that for a second. So he says, one of the reasons why he doesn't get the woman he really wants, or the reason why he's not getting women he really wants, is because, he's being pursued but he's not being pursued by the women he actually wants, like the really attractive, hot girls. Now, again, remember, I said that people take the path of least resistance, right? So what happens is that let's say, because looks is subjective, but let's just, for the sake of this conversation, right? We're going to talk about like a really hot chick, right? And what she's, dealing with, right? Or what her life would be like, right? So, excuse me, you got a really hot chick. She gets a bunch of dudes trying to holler at her, right? So what she's going to do is that she's going to just choose from the dudes that's hollering at her, right? She's not going to go out of her way to go get a dude. You understand what I'm saying? Because dudes is coming at her. On top of that, though, because she's this hot girl, she's not going to risk her identity, meaning she's not going to risk the way she looks at herself as this hot girl by getting rejected by a guy, even though she may be attracted to that guy. You understand? So what happens is that you may have girls who aren't like the hottest girls. They're, let's say, the average looking girl. Let's say the girl who's like a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. If she's in a situation where she can really get at that hot guy, she will, because that's going to boost up her self-esteem. Right? So let's say you have this Chad, he's on Tinder and he's swiping. Right? And he's swiping on everyone. He's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna swipe on everybody, right? And he matches with a girl who's like, you know, like average looking. Let's say she's a 5 from scale of 1 to 10. What's gonna happen is that if she sends him a message and she's trying to actively get at him and he's horny, he's gonna basically fuck that girl because she's making it easy for him. And she's gonna be a little bit more assertive at trying to get him because that boosts her ego. Right? Now, it's not to say that he can't get a hot girl, but what happens is that the hot girls, right? What's going to go down is if he even matches with her, she's going to wait on him to do everything. And because he ain't got no fucking game, right? In a lot of cases, he might say something, do something, or whatever that's going to make her see him less attractive in some cases. Right? So I'm just simplifying this so that you guys understand it a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? So let me try to I was saying it's still too fast. So I'm gonna do it at 125 speed. God damn it! All right, let's continue. All right.
So what happens for a lot of good-looking men is that they get a lot of interest and attention, and often even get pursued by women that they may rate as being 6 or 7 out of 10. At times, the good-looking guy will accept some of those women who pursue him, and in the process of dating her, having sex with her, hanging out with her, he will sometimes end up falling for that girl. Yet in relationships like that, what often happens is that the guy knows that he is more attractive than the girl, and in some cases, he ends up taking her for granted as a result of that. For example, if he was with a woman that he found very attractive and he really appreciated her, valued her, and wanted her in his life, then he would try not to take her for granted. He would try to make sure that she feels appreciated and that the relationship works. Yet, if he's with a woman that he doesn't find very attractive and he only got with her because she pursued him and she kind of grew on him, then he may find it difficult to genuinely make her feel like she is appreciated and wanted in his life. And instead, he may begin to take her presence in his life for granted. Yet as a way to try to secure the good-looking guy further into a relationship with her, the less attractive woman will often then begin to threaten him with a breakup. She'll start to say that he isn't treating her well and that she's sick of it. And in some cases, the guy will end up going from one extreme to the other, and it will get him dumped by the less attractive woman. One extreme was where he was taking her for granted and wasn't treating her well. Then she complained and threatened to break up with him, and he felt like he needed her in his life and he didn't want to lose that. So he went to the other extreme and started being really nice and putting in loads of effort. Yet that caused her to lose respect and attraction for him because he became desperate in her eyes and wasn't the cool, confident guy that she fell in love with.
So he makes an excellent point. So basically what he's saying is this: the Chad, right? He gets with this chick who he's not that attracted to because she's easy to get. Right? Then what happens is that he's with her, but because he's not really feeling her, and this doesn't even have to necessarily be a long-term relationship. This can be a chick he's just trying to hook up with a few times. Because he's not really feeling her, right? He sort of like takes her for granted. He's like, whatever. And she can feel that energy, right? But because he ain't got no fucking game, you understand what I'm saying? What happens is that when she starts to pull back, he starts to come after her because that's his source of pussy. You see what I'm saying? See, what he really wants is the hot girl, but because he don't have the hot girl, he continues to fuck the average girl, right? But he doesn't really want the average girl, so he acts like, whatever. So then when she pulls back, he's like, but damn, I don't want to lose my source of pussy, so I'm going to start chasing her. And then because he starts coming after her, she starts to lose interest because he's acting all needy and weird or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's not enough to just be a Tyrone or a Chad and be good looking. What happens is that you need game in order to maintain a situation with a woman. You understand? But let's continue.
Then, when he's at his weakest point emotionally, she dumps him, and he is devastated emotionally. He is miserable and unhappy. He feels like he needs her back, yet she wasn't even the type of girl that he really wanted in the first place. Right? She grew on him. She wasn't the type of girl that he's really attracted to, yet he got caught up in all of that and ended up falling for a woman that he didn't even really want to be with in the beginning. Meanwhile, he may notice that his friends have been able to attract and settle down with beautiful women that they love and really want to be with. Yet the women that he really wants always seem out of reach for him. He has the good looks, so it makes sense to him that he should be able to get women like that, but they always seem out of reach for him. So he wonders, why is it happening to me? Why can other guys who aren't even successful in life get themselves a pretty girl? what do I need to adjust about my approach to pretty girls? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I get the girls that I really want? In some cases, it's because of this second reason. He is confused about why beautiful women look at him and seem to find him attractive, but don't seem interested when he starts talking to them. If a good-looking guy...
Hold on. See, he said he wonders why the women are checking him out, but they don't seem interested when he starts talking to them. Okay? See, this goes for all of you choosing signal niggas. All you guys are waiting for choosing signals, and that's going to be the end all be all, because if she's stolen me the choosing signal, and then I'll go up in the... No. You understand? She loses interest because he ain't got no fucking game. That might have to be another t-shirt. Because he ain't got no fucking game. But let's continue. Let's continue this shit. Hold on, where we at?
Meets a woman who isn't as attractive as him physically, she will often make it easy for him. Not in all cases, but in many cases, she will make it easy for him to talk to her. She will try to keep the conversation going, and she'll try to make it easy for him to get something going between him and her. A good-looking guy likes that, right? It's nice and easy. He just has to talk about anything, and the girl is interested. She laughs at his jokes. Yet, when he meets a woman who is his ideal type physically, she will rarely behave in that way, right? She will test his confidence, and she'll test his interest in her by being difficult during the first 1 to 5 minutes. In almost all cases, it's not because she is a bitch and doesn't have a friendly, easygoing side to her. Instead, it's because pretty much every guy who sees her or meets her would love to be her boyfriend, or at least have sex with her once. So she has to initially be a bit difficult by not contributing much to a conversation to screen out the guys who lack confidence and don't truly believe that they deserve to be.
Let me pause it right there. Hold on. He's dropping some shit. Now let me break this down. Let me break this down. So remember when I said that these good-looking women are used to dealing with men who are good-looking? So what he's saying is a lot of times what these women will do is, so what he said first was the average chick will make it easy for that guy because, again, she's this average girl. She's like, well, he's hot. And, I want to get a hot guy so I can boost my ego and I'll be great. Now, the hot girl, she's used to good looking dudes trying to holler and all this other stuff. But remember what I said, some of them are in situations where they dealt with good looking dudes who were on some bitch shit. Good looking dudes who turned out to be unattractive to them because of their behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what you have to understand is this, is that the reason why these women will test these guys is because the women already, in a lot of cases, right? They don't necessarily see these dudes as like real, like meaning like she's like, he don't seem like the type of guy who actually has any substance to him. Yeah, he looks good, but what else? And what happens is that because these dudes ain't got no fucking game, right? A lot of these girls could smell it from the jump, which is why they're testing them. See, I talked about shit tests before, right? Now, I don't adhere to shit tests at all. Understand? If a chick's shit testing, I don't fuck with it. But what happens is a lot of times women will shit test a guy because she already from the jump doesn't believe he's a real motherfucker. Usually women won't shit test you when they see that you're a real dude. They're not going to do that because they already see that you're real. The point of the shit test is to see how real you are. But if they see that you're real, there's no need for the test. You see what I'm saying? But what happens is that when these women are encountering these guys who they would consider the Chads and Tyrones and all that other stuff, right? What Dan is saying is that they're not trying to necessarily be a bitch, but they're not making it easy for him. And one of the reasons why they're not making it easy for him is because they've been there, done that with a good looking guy. So it's not a big deal to them. And two, what happens is that because they've been in them situations where the good looking guys they were with was on some bullshit, they're like, well, I'm not just gonna fuck with you just because of that. See, a lot of guys' mentality is this, right? A lot of times you're thinking from your male mind. You're like, well, I'm a guy who ain't got no fucking game. So therefore, I don't get no pussy. So therefore, what I really want and what my greatest fantasy is to be with a hot girl so I can get some pussy, right? So now, because you're not used to getting attention from the opposite sex, you're thirsty for attention from the opposite sex. So therefore, when someone from the opposite sex looks good to you, which is a woman, you're like, oh, oh yes, I'm down. I'm about it. Like, let's do it, whatever. But a woman, she's used to getting attention from the opposite sex. She's used to getting attention from good-looking guys from the opposite sex. Therefore, if you are a good-looking guy, it's not a big deal to her. Get it? You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys have to understand when you talk about, oh, there's just about looks, it's just about looks, it's just about looks, it's because you're coming from the mindset of a man who don't get no pussy, because for you, it's just about looks because you want a bad bitch to fuck because you ain't getting no pussy. When a woman is in a situation where she's dealt with or has been dealing with guys from all walks of life and different types of dudes, she has a different perspective on dealing with men. You understand? Women, when they're attracted to guys, they're attracted to men for all different types of reasons. I talk about it in the book. Looks don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue so we could get into this. All right.
With a girl of her quality. She doesn't want to give a chance to a nervous guy who is hoping to get lucky. Instead, she wants to find herself a truly confident boyfriend who knows that he is good enough for a woman like her and wants to have a relationship based on real love that will last for life. This is why a beautiful woman may look at a good-looking guy, but then seem like she isn't interested when he starts talking to her. Most good-looking guys who experience that type of reaction from women that they're attracted to assume that it means the woman isn't attracted to them. In some cases, that is true. Yet, in almost all cases, the woman is just trying to find out how confident the guy really is. Can he remain confident during the first 1 to 5 minutes where she is testing his confidence? Or is he the sort of guy who can only feel confident if a woman is making things easy for him? How strong is his confidence? Is it a superficial type of confidence that he feels because people give him compliments all the time and make things easy for him? Or does he have that deep belief and knowing that he is good enough to the point where he doesn't flinch and become nervous if people aren't behaving in a really nice way around him, if people aren't being supportive and making things easy for him? Additionally, how interested in her is he? Does he have a real interest in her, or is he just interested in making her feel attracted, maybe having sex, maybe having a fling for a while, maybe having a 2 to 3 year relationship and then breaking up? Or is he looking at her and finding her incredibly attractive and thinking, I want that woman, then making her his woman, getting into a committed relationship?
I want you guys to notice these pictures with these guys and their girlfriends and the chicks that they're with. You understand what I'm saying? I need Sushi in the building to see these Asian dudes with the white women. Sushi. You understand what I'm saying? Like, guys, I mean, this is, see, I want to welcome you to the real world. I want to welcome you to reality. I know you've been on YouTube for a long time and you're watching this on YouTube, but I like to bring reality into these discussions so that guys can really understand what's going on out here in these real streets. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And building a future together. The thing is, the majority of beautiful women out there are looking to find themselves a boyfriend. You will sometimes meet beautiful women who just want to have sex and don't want any strings attached. It's just sex. Don't fall in love with her, bang her and leave. That's what she wants. Yet the majority of women out there, whether they are beautiful, average looking, below average looking, and so on, want to find themselves a boyfriend, want to find themselves a man that they can get into a real relationship with, that they can build a future with, a relationship based on real love that is going to last and is going to feel amazing for the both of them. So whether you are a very good-looking guy, a good-looking guy, an average-looking guy, or a below-average-looking guy, you've got to understand that when you start talking to a woman, she isn't always going to make it really easy for you initially. And in many cases, it's not because she isn't interested. Instead, she's just testing to see what type of guy you really are. Can you handle that initial bit of pressure to let her see that you are a man that she can look up to and respect? You are a man that can make her feel protected and safe. You're not an emotionally weak man who needs people to be patting him on the back all the time, giving him compliments all the time, making everything easy for him in order to feel confident. You have independent confidence. You are confident no matter what people say or do around you. That makes women feel more attracted to a guy than his looks. And it's often the reason why a good-looking guy...
Did you hear what he said? He said, when you're confident, no matter what's happening, right? That is more important than your motherfucking looks. Because like I said earlier, you have guys who look good, but they're not confident. They're needy little bitches. This is what I try to tell you guys, man. This is what I try to tell you guys. But let's continue.
Ends up getting to the point where he accepts women that he's not very attracted to. He can't handle the heat. He can't handle the pressure. He can't handle those initial 1 to 5 minutes, and in some cases, 1 to 10 minutes, where a woman is testing his confidence by being a bit short during the conversation, not giving him too much to work with, and seeing how he handles it. The thing is, once you are aware that women do that, you can then stop taking it personally. You can stop thinking that you're getting rejected because a woman isn't jumping all over you during the first 1 to 5 minutes. And instead, you see it as an opportunity to make her feel deeply attracted to you, to be one of the rare guys who can actually handle the pressure. When you're able to remain confident and continue talking to the woman without thinking that you're being rejected, what you'll see is that beautiful women then show you their friendly, easygoing, down-to-earth side that they don't show to other guys. In most cases, they then open up and make it easy for you to hook up with them because you are one of the rare guys who can handle that initial pressure. You are able to remain confident around her no matter what because you believe that you are more than good enough for a girl like her. The third reason why a good-looking guy won't get the type of girl that he really wants is that he doesn't want to ruin the illusion that his friends have of him.
Hold on, let me talk about that for a second. So he said that the good-looking guys, the Chads, don't want to ruin the illusion that their friends have of them, which is true. See, let me tell you guys something. A lot of this shit, especially on these YouTube streets, on this internet shit, is dudes doing shit to impress other dudes. You understand? Like, you have forums where guys are sitting there rating dudes' looks, looking at dudes' jawlines, looking at dudes' bodies. Pause, nigga. Like, this is what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? This is the type of shit that's going on. But let's continue. Let's go.
A good-looking guy's friends will pretty much always notice that he gets more attention from women than they do. In some cases, he will get average-looking women approaching him, and in other cases, he'll even get hot girls approaching him. Right? To his friends, he is a stud. He's the man, right? Girls want to be with him, and his friends think, if only I could look like him, then I would get all the girls. Yet, the good-looking guy has a secret. That is, he's not getting the type of girls that he really wants. And in many cases, it's because he doesn't want to approach women that he finds attractive, get rejected, and then ruin the illusion that his friends have of him, that he is the ultimate ladies' man and can get any woman he wants. In other cases, though, a good-looking guy isn't really worried about what his friends may think, but is instead worried about how it may affect him. Right? If he walks over and approaches a woman that he finds attractive and she rejects him, then it may ruin the illusion for him. Right?
Oh my God. Dan is dropping nuggets. See, what Dan is talking about is, I did a video years ago where I talked about a thing called pretty boy syndrome. So he's saying that not only does he not want to ruin the illusion for his friends, because he's scared to go and talk to the girl because he's scared that the girl might reject him. And so in front of his friends, he doesn't want to ruin the illusion, right? But he's also saying that he doesn't want to ruin the illusion for himself because in his mind, right, he's that dude. So if the girl rejects him, then he's like, well, who the fuck am I? I thought it was all about looks because I thought it was all about just being good looking. And if I was good looking, all the women would want to fuck me, right? You see what I'm saying? Right? So if I go up to this girl with my sexy, flexy Chad Tyrone looking ass and she don't want to fuck with me, what does that say? You see what I'm saying? What does that say? This is what the fuck I'm talking about, guys. This is what the fuck I'm talking about, guys. This is why I say get the book. Looks don't matter. Y'all think I'm fucking around? All y'all motherfuckers trying to coast on your looks. Stop fucking around. I'm trying to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all. But let's continue.
In his mind, he is a cool, handsome man that should be able to get any woman he wants. And the girls that he really wants often look at him, right? They look at him and they seem to be attracted to him, but They don't run over and approach him like the other girls do, or they don't make it easy for him when he starts talking to them, right? In his mind, he should be able to get those ideal type of women that he wants, but it's not happening. So when he goes out with his friends, he will rarely, if ever, be the one who approaches a group of girls first. He will usually be the one who comes over afterwards or gets introduced, right? That's safety for him. He doesn't have to get rejected. He can just come in as the handsome guy and get attention from some women in the group, and his friends will look at him and think that he's the stud and he's the man and so on. Yet, although that can be fun for a good-looking guy, as the years go on, it can start to be a bit of a drain where he ends up sleeping with women that he's not sincerely attracted to. They're not the ideal type of women that he really wants. Additionally, as time goes on, he may notice that some of his friends who aren't as good looking as him end up settling down with a pretty girl, and he is then left thinking, what's going on here? Why aren't I getting that? Why can't I get the type of girl that I really want? Finally, another reason why a good-looking guy won't get the girl that he really wants is that he uses Tinder or online dating rather than approaching women that he finds attractive in real life.
So he said he uses Tinder and online dating instead of actually going out there to get the women that he really wants, right? See, the path of least resistance. This is what I was talking about before. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Due to the fact that an attractive woman will get contacted by hundreds of guys, she rarely answers messages. Most attractive women just use Tinder or online dating to look at messages and use it as a self-esteem boost. If an attractive woman does start replying to messages just to see what happens, she can have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 guys messaging her at the same time. As a result, a good-looking guy can become one of 10, 20, 30 good-looking guys trying to get her attention and hopefully keep a conversation going.
Exactly. This is what I was saying earlier. You could be a number, like even if you are the Chad or the Tyrone, you're not the only Chad or Tyrone. You understand what I'm saying? You're not the only one. And then, of course, the guys are like, oh, man, well, damn, there's so many Chads and Tyrones out there and I'm just a normie. I'm just, below average and blah, blah, blah. So it's over for me. No, it's not. You guys need to get some motherfucking game, but let's continue.
In some cases, a good-looking guy will then begin to accept the women who are actually replying to him and seem interested. Yet she's usually not going to be the type of girl he really wants. In most cases, a guy won't stick with that type of woman. He might have sex with her a few times or even for a few months, but he will also keep other women on the side, or he will dump her as soon as he finds something better. Yet in some cases, he will actually settle for that type of woman, right? He'll get to the point where he thinks, well, she's good enough. She isn't my ideal type of woman, but who cares, right? We get along, we have a good relationship, let's just settle down. That's all very well and good initially, but what usually happens around the 2 to 3 year point of the relationship, and in some cases even earlier, is that the guy's eyes start to wander. He starts looking at other women, finding them more attractive and thinking, why don't I have a girl like that? I want to be with that type of woman, but I've ended up with this type of woman. What am I doing? Regardless of that realization, he may end up staying with the woman he doesn't want for many years before the relationship eventually ends in a breakup or divorce. Meanwhile, he will have spent many years of his life feeling disappointed with himself that he never did get the kind of girls that he really wanted, even though he had the looks.
Let me explain something to you guys. See, all you guys, the guys out there who you black pill dudes, y'all need to listen the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all need to listen up. Y'all are in the fantasy world thinking, well, if I was a Chad, everything will be perfect. I'll be having these bad bitches and no, right? So what will happen is you're gonna be fucking with these chicks in most cases that you're not really that into because the path of least resistance. You'll end up getting with these women. Let's say you have a long-term relationship. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to resent her and be upset about the situation, you want something else, because what happens is that you're going to get used to dealing with average looking chicks, and those situations are going to be a reflection of where you're at and what you don't want. You see what I'm saying? So now, for you guys out there who aren't the Chads and Tyrones, what I'm basically saying is it doesn't fucking matter. Because Chads and Tyrones, right? They don't have it made like you think. And let me tell you some real shit. This is what's really going on. Y'all actually like the fantasy of Chad and Tyrone, because you know what that means? That means y'all don't have to work on yourself, because all you got to say is, but Locario, I'm not a Chad or Tyrone, so I'll never be able to get the type of women that I want. That's why I like to focus on Chad and Tyrone. Because you can always point to Chad and Tyrone and say, well, I don't look like him, so I can't get girls. I don't look like him, so I can't get the girls I want. But that's bullshit. You're not getting the girls you want because you ain't got no fucking game. And Chad and Tyrone are not getting the girls that they want because they ain't got no fucking game. You understand what I'm saying? It always comes back to this shit. This is why all of these dudes on the internet, they be trying to find all of these different fucking statistics and ways to rationalize. Well, this statistic said that, 80% of women said that, that most of the guys on the online dating sites are unattractive. And, if you're below a 6 or if you're a normie, then you're not going to be able to get women because normies can't get women. And if you're below average, it's over for you, bro. Just take, take the black pill, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Throughout this whole video, you've seen pictures of dudes who you would consider average looking with women and with good looking women. You understand what I'm saying? And we're breaking down the actual reality of what happens when dudes are good looking in the game and the shit they have to go through. You understand what I'm saying? But of course, they'll find another excuse to talk about, but let's continue.
In some cases, that can cause a man to fall into depression as he looks back on his life with regret. In other cases, it can cause a man to become angry and bitter towards women and society. Yet in other cases, a man realizes that if other guys who aren't as good looking as him can get themselves a beautiful girlfriend or wife, then he can too. For example, no doubt you've seen guys with pretty women and thought, what is she doing with him? I'm better looking than him. Why don't I have a girl like that? The thing is, it's very easy to make women feel attracted to you, and guys like that are clear evidence of it. It's not a difficult thing to do. When you know how to make women feel attracted to you and you're willing to do that, then you can have access to all sorts of beautiful women. The thing is, some pretty women don't contribute much to a conversation for the first 5 to 10 minutes and are a little bit more challenging to talk to. However, the vast majority of beautiful women out there drop their guard and open up to you after only 1 to 2 minutes of conversation, if you're able to remain confident and spark her attraction by displaying personality traits and behaviors that are naturally attractive to women. Traits and behaviors such as charm, confidence, emotional masculinity, and the ability to make her laugh as you talk to her.
See, he's talking about behaviors. You understand what I'm saying? Which is part of sex appeal. I talk about this in the book. Looks don't matter, people. I talk about this in the book. You're seeing all these pictures with these dudes with good-looking women, right? You never see that shit. See, what is his name? Femto. He's like, most of these guys are beta buxers. See, what Femto doesn't understand is this, right? Not all dudes are going to be at the same level. So yes, there are guys out there who women will get with because they're like, yo, this guy's beta, he's safe, and I'm gonna fuck with him. But guess what they got that you don't? Pussy. You see what I'm saying? So you can call them beta bucks all you want, but they're actually with a woman and they're getting a woman who's with them, who's having sex with them, who actually likes them and who is with them on a consistent basis while you have nobody. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, what happens is that you don't even know the level of game that these dudes might have had. This is what I'm saying. You can't just go off the strength of, oh, well, he looks like this, so he's a beta bucks. Because if that's the case, when we're talking about these Chads, why are these Chads having a hard time getting the dimes? Why are these Chads and Tyrones fucking with the chicks who are the 5s and 6s? Right? Why don't they just say, you know what? I'm a Chad. I'm a Tyrone. I just look at the way I look, bro. Look at my jawline, bro. So look, if my jawline looks like this, I'm getting all the baddies. Why would they ever fuck with a 5 or 6? Why? Huh? Why would they do that? You feel what I'm saying? So Osho, go to MrLocario.com if you want to get the book. You feel what I'm saying? Go to MrLocario.com to get your copy of the book, go to the store page, you can get it. But yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of dudes, they don't really understand what's going on out here. I'm showing you a video. We just talked about this stuff, right? About how, and this is funny. If you go to Dan's video, if you go to this video specifically and look at the comments under the video, and you have a bunch of dudes like, bro, this is exactly what the fuck I'm going through. A lot of dudes who are good looking talking about all that shit that they're going through. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
When you are able to do that, you will see that pretty women open up to you, and you can then connect with them and take things to the next level. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you are one of the guys who find it difficult to attract women as you talk to them, or if you don't have the confidence to walk up and talk to a woman that you find attractive, then I recommend that you read my ebook, The Flow, or listen to the audiobook version, The Flow on Audio. The Flow is everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. It includes my best techniques for starting conversations, keeping conversations going and keeping them interesting, making women feel instantly attracted to you and increasingly attracted to you the more they talk to you, creating an unforgettable connection between you and a woman, getting a phone number, getting a kiss, having sex on the first night, or getting a phone number, setting up a date, and then having sex on the first, second, or third date, whatever works for you. The Flow is the easiest way to get laid or get a girlfriend. It gives you your choice of women. If you don't know my story, I used to struggle to try to get myself a girlfriend or even get laid. I went through many years of my life wondering why women weren't finding me attractive, even though I was working in a good office job and I wore nice clothes and I was a good person. It just didn't make any sense to me. So I eventually got to the point where I decided that I was going to go out every weekend and approach women until I worked out how I could actually attract women. Initially, I got rejected as per normal because I didn't know how to make women feel attracted to me as I talked to them. Yet when I figured out how to make women feel naturally attracted to me and turned on by me as I talked to them, the floodgates opened. All
right, so shout out to Dan Bacon. Make sure y'all check out his programs. Check out The Flow. You feel what I'm saying? But this is what I want to say to you guys. But shout out to Dan Bacon. Let me give him a hand clap. Guys, I'm trying to get you guys to understand this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you guys to understand this shit. The game is real. The game is heavy. This is what, you understand what I'm saying? You guys got to get up on that. But let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some of these questions in the chat real quick. And then we're going to head up out of here. And let me see. Let me just try to take some calls real quick. Let me go to 111. What's popping? Who this?
Yo, what's up? It's James from Central Cali.
What up, my brother? Did you donate?
Oh, shit.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Hit that donate button and call back, bro. Let me go to, I think this is Moses. Moses, what's good, bro? You got 60 seconds. What's going on?
Listen, a small, I'm going to make this small. Listen, here's the thing. I'm glad that you made this video, man, because I was one of those guys too, man. Because I was, like I said, man, I always say to myself, I am a good looking dude, right? But guess what? Why did it, I ask myself, let me ask you a question. Why did I get on a bad boys membership if looks matter? Because I wasn't getting women, man. So that goes to show that, bro, that looks don't matter. Because I know a lot of ugly dudes out here that's getting hot chicks. So, and then one last thing I wanna say is that, bro, what's the difference between a hot chick and an average chick, man? They all considered females. So all you gotta do is just walk up. If you see a hot chick, just walk up to her, talk to her. You understand? If you get rejected, it is what it is. Move on to another one. She's not the only hot chick.
That's facts.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one last thing. Listen, there's some chicks. A lot of these Chads and Tyrones. You forgot to mention this. What they do is that they get caught up in a woman's makeup. Now, when a woman takes her makeup, now I know one hot chick. When she takes her makeup off and a wig off, she doesn't look as cute as you think she looks.
Right.
You understand? So thanks for taking my call, man.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, Moses. That's what's up. All right, so let's get to some of these questions real quick. Hold on one second. Let me put on some of this music. You feel me? As we start answering these questions. All right, hold on. Let's get this shit cracking. All right, let's get to these questions. All right, so it says, how do you keep a woman on an emotional roller coaster to keep them interested? Well, here's the thing. You don't need to try to keep a woman on an emotional roller coaster. A woman will be on an emotional roller coaster with you if you're just being honest. It'll always make her getting her emotions and her feelings when you're honest. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that if you're naturally being you, if you're being in that, that masculine essence, she's going to naturally get emotional. And the reason why is because as much as the masculinity and the femininity go together, there's also going to be some friction there because it's different. You see what I'm saying? And that difference causes the friction, which causes the emotion. You see what I'm saying? So it says, Locario, what's your true definition? What's your true definition to know when a guy's a true guyless? What's a guyless? I don't know what that is. I gotta educate me on that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta educate me on that shit. What is a guyless, people in the chat? What is that? Let me know. I'll get back to that. Says Mr. Carter, I'm 28 and I'm struggling because I'm scared as fuck to approach women. How do I build up the courage? Well, bruh, hit me up on go to badboymembership.com or hit me up for the coaching. My brother, that's what you got to do. You said a guyless is that he gets a lot of women. Okay, so he's saying what's your definition of a guy against a guy who gets a lot of women? So it's just basically a guy who knows how to get women easily. See, what you got to understand is this, right? When you have game, understand this, right? When you have game, you know how to get women easy, and then you can replicate that over and over again. You understand? You can do that over and over again. So it's just you understanding game and knowing how to apply it to make the same outcome happen over and over again. You understand? Doesn't mean you're going to get every woman, but what it means is that you know how to make something happen to where you can get it consistently. You understand? So it's just a dude whose game is tight enough to be able to do it on a consistent basis. Okay, we already did that one. You said, Locario, her acting standoffish is her acting like a bitch. Who is it not? What? I'm confused. Well, here's the thing. A woman could act standoffish, but not necessarily be acting like a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? She could just be acting standoffish. She's just not feeling it. He said, since many here are asking questions that may be on the membership, I suggest having the titles of the video scroll in the bottom of your live streams. I mean, maybe I could probably do that. You said, I thought a beta bucks was a beta male with money. So do they really like them? Well, this is the thing. When they're talking about beta bucks, it's more so like the guy who's with her to just mainly for the, security and the, to give her money and take care of her and all this other shit. And then she'll just be with him and settle for him. Right. But what happens is this, you could be a dude who's a beta, who a woman, she likes you, right? She likes you, but she's not necessarily using you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a woman could still like you as a beta, but there's women who will have a beta that they're using, which is two different things. You understand what I'm saying? So a woman can accept, it's like, let's say, for example, because I'm trying to get the perfect example so you guys can understand. Let's say you have a girl who you like, right? And then you have a girl who you like just enough to smash, but you never want to go nowhere with her. You don't want to take her outside. All you want to do is get it in real quick and bounce. You understand what I'm saying? So that girl, the second girl, you're just using for the pussy. You understand what I'm saying? The other girl you like, she may not be a dime. She may not be your ideal type, but you like her. So you might go out with her, hang out with her, chill, whatever. So you like her, but she's not your ideal, but you still like her. Then you have the other girl who you just use. So you have guys who are beta males who women like them, and then you have beta males that they use. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand the difference between those two. So what programs do you have to make women attracted to you as you talk to them on the membership? Bro, you got to get on the membership. I got a bunch of programs on there that talk about that. You feel what I'm saying? A bunch of programs on there. You feel what I'm saying? You said game works for some guys. It's over for some guys in 2022. Oh my Jesus. All right, so I think that's pretty much it, man. I got through all the questions and shit. Remember, guy. Oh wait, well, hold on. I see another question here. It says, what sacrifices you made when it came to sleeping with more women? Like, for instance, bodybuilders don't eat certain foods to stay in the gym a lot. Well, that's the thing. You don't need to necessarily make a sacrifice to sleep with a lot of women, right? All you really need to do is put in effort. That's it. Sleeping with women is not difficult. You understand? It gets easier once you know what you're doing, and you get more confident. It's basically when your game is tighter, it's just easier. God, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I've been trying to say the same shit for freaking 15 years. The tighter your game is, the easier it will be to get pussy. Now, I might have to do a whole show on, because there is a side of the game where you get so much pussy that it becomes tiring. I can talk about that too. So there's also that side of the coin, because see, when you're not in one aspect of the game, you don't really understand the other aspect. So if you're not getting girls, you're like, man, I would love to have like a lot of sex and different chicks all the time. Then when you get to the point where you're having a lot of sex and different chicks all the time, you're like, shit, this is a lot of fucking work. I'm tired. I need a break. You understand? Or I might not want to do this for a while. I might want to take a vacation from fucking all these women. You understand what I'm saying? That shit happens. You see what I mean? But you got to be at a certain level. All right, so let me take this last call, and then after that, we are going to be out of here. So 347, what's popping? Who this?
Yo, what's up, Mr. Locario? This is your grandpa, man.
What's going on, my brother? Did you donate?
Yeah, I donated, man.
Appreciate it. So what's going on with you?
Yeah, I just caught what you were saying about confidence, man. I just wanted to say something quick on just your, the bad boy membership and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, or not even feel, but from what I've seen, my experience, going on more dates and everything. I went on 2 dates last night.
Mm-hmm.
The first shorty, bro, she curved me crazy. She was like, yo, you was more my friend type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn. And then whatever, though, I cut the date short because I feel like, I just kept going out. I kept flirting with her,
mm-hmm.
and then she wasn't really flirting with me back. So I was like, all right, cool. Then I went on a second date with that chick, and I ended up smashing her. So it was it's kind of you know what I'm saying? I feel like before I was kind of looking at it I got to adjust myself to each woman or, each chick.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like over, taking the information from the bad boy membership, it's kind of as a man, you got to stand your ground, be solid. And you put yourself out there. If a shorty like you, she do. And if she don't, she don't. And it just is what it is. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what it is. That's basically it. You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to switch it up for any chick. You just got to be you. The ones who are feeling it, they're going to gravitate to it and shit's going to pop off. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I just got that concept down packed last night. Cause one short, I had the same outfit on, same everything.
Mm.
One shorty was just not feeling me.
Mm.
And then I smashed the other one. So it's kind of I really didn't do anything different. I just was myself, and I presented that to each one of them.
Mm.
And it's it really has nothing to do with me.
Right.
It has nothing to do with who I am. It's just her point of view on me.
Right.
So it's that's a realization from what getting your information, then applying it in real life, and just being oh shit, wow.
Mm. Right. That's all it is. That's why you got to go out there and actually like do shit. You know what I'm saying? So that you can see how shit works in real life. That's basically what I've been trying to tell these cats, man. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing more complicated than that. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. So see, that's the thing. Yeah, you're seeing shit. See, you're seeing shit now in real life. You're seeing shit happen and unfold in real time in reality. So a lot of these dudes, they don't understand this. So they're stuck on a computer theorizing shit and don't really understand that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man.
Oh,
go ahead.
That's my only thing, right? I did kind of mess up when Shorty, she was like, I told her to come through. She was like, she gonna get a bag to spend the night. So then she came over, and I was like, damn, I know she shouldn't be spending the night. That's against the bad boy rules right there. I was kind of like, just kind of like didn't really put my foot down on that. I'm gonna be honest.
So you made some random chick spend a night?
Nah, she didn't though. Because when she came over, I hit it, and then she packed herself up pretty much. You know, I listened to you. You said, wait like 10 minutes, don't kick her right out. So I was like, kind of like gonna chill. And then she was like, oh, you know, I guess I'm gonna go now. And I was like, nah, you don't have to rush out. And then she was like, putting on her clothes and dip. And then she was saying pretty much when she was at the door, she was like, oh, I want something more. I'm not just trying to smash. And I told her neither am I. I told her I'm trying to look for something continuous. You know what I mean? I'm not just trying to do a one night stand with her.
Right.
And then you know, I told her text me when she get home, and then she texted me.
Okay, well, this is the thing, bro. You don't, you know, you're towing the line. Don't be fucking you know, having a, because when she's saying she's looking for something more, she's basically meaning like she's looking for something more than just fucking. You saying it in the sense of I'm looking just to fuck you some more. So you got to make sure that she's clear on what's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
She had texted me. Yeah. She texted me this morning. So I guess like I didn't text her back yet because I wanted to call you first and see like she was like she enjoyed the time with me and shit. So I'm like, I don't want. So should I pretty much tell her like clearly state it like, hey, you cool too, but I'm not really trying to do the extra right now.
No, just tell her what you want. So be like, listen, be like, look, come over to the spot, right? When she come over to the spot, you tell her, hey, look, you know, I like spending time with you. I heard the other day you was talking this, you know, this stuff about you want this and want that, but this is how I do things. If you cool with doing that, cool. If not, I understand. And then just leave it at that. You see what I mean? So that she makes a choice whether or not she want to keep fucking with you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so you're saying I should invite her over first, though?
Yeah, just invite her over and then talk about that. She'll be like, come over, come through the smash. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all do what y'all do. And then after that, have that conversation with her before she leave. And then give her the opportunity to either be like, all right, cool, I'm down with it, or I want something different. And if she's like, oh, but I want something more, blah, 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 we'll be like, well, listen, you know, I understand that. Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. And that's it.
All right, I got you.
All right, bro. All right, my brother.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, man, I'm holla. Peace.
Yeah.
Later. All right. So Frank, you said all this is too much contradiction. These online dating coaches be twisting their words around. What are you talking about, Frank? You need to elaborate. You said when you're out on a date, do you only focus the conversation on what you want and avoiding asking interview questions? No, well, the thing is, you're always focusing on what you want, period, the whole time of when you're dealing with women forever. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're on a date, you know, when you're asking her questions or you're like filling her out, you know what I'm saying? What you're saying should be about what you want. So you're filling her out to see if she's the type of woman you want. You're filling her out to see if she's the type of chick that you want to continue to fuck with. You understand? So your question should be geared or targeted towards you figuring her out to see if she's the type of girl that you want to either, you know, keep hooking up with, or maybe even a chick you might want to like continue to see at some point. So you're just sort of asking her questions to feel her out. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it is. Olympus said, I have a question about smashing. EO at 1950 agreed about wanting smashing a bunch of chicks is simp behavior. You smash a lot of chicks, but you're no simp. Can you explain? Well, here's the thing. What a simp is a guy who bends over backwards and does a bunch of shit to win favor with a chick. You understand what I'm saying? So depending on what the situation is, you understand what I'm saying? That determines, or I say the situation, but depending on your intentions in a situation, that determines whether or not you're a simp. So for example, if a guy brings a woman flowers, right? Is that simping or not? Right? You can't necessarily say it's simping or not without the context. You understand what I'm saying? So if a guy brings a woman flowers to like her house and this chick doesn't really like him, he's been trying to get with her and he's been chasing her for a few weeks, that's simping, right? If a guy brings a woman flowers, but it's their anniversary and they've been together for 8 years, that's not simping. You see what I'm saying? So what can happen is, as far as the question is, when you're talking about smashing a bunch of chicks is simp behavior, I guess it depends on the context. I wouldn't necessarily see smashing a bunch of chicks as simp behavior, just thinking about it objectively, but that's something you would have to ask EO or 1950 about what they specifically thought about that. You see what I'm saying? So I think in the context of, I'm trying to think in what context is smashing a bunch of chicks simp behavior, unless you were doing simp things to try to get the ass. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you were simping to try to get the ass, then that would be simp behavior, but it's more about what you were trying to do to get the ass. That's simp behavior. You see what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily think like just fucking chicks or a bunch of chicks is simp behavior, because you would have to ask what is the thing you're doing to bend over backwards to win favor or get the girl. You understand what I'm saying? So again, it's all context. Because if you smashing a bunch of chicks, I guess because you want them to like you or something, then that could be considered simp behavior. You understand what I'm saying? I like what Kazaka says. He says, smashing chicks on their terms is simp behavior. Smashing on your terms is player shit. Facts. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh, you need certainly. You said they was talking about being sexually disciplined. Okay, well, yeah. If that's the case, if you're smashing a bunch of chicks, and you are doing it in the sense of you have no control over yourself and you're just doing it willy-nilly in the sense of you are like a sex addict or something, then yeah. Because if you have no discipline for that, then yeah, I could see that being, some behavior, because you're basically doing, a bunch of shit just to try to get that certain outcome from the women. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're conscious of what you're doing and that's exactly what you want to do, and you're not doing it because of the women, right? Then it's not simp behavior. You just like to fuck a bunch of girls. But if you're doing it to get some sort of validation, to win favor with the chick, you're trying to make shit happen in a sense where you think doing that is going to make the girls like you or something, then you can consider that simp behavior. But again, it's all context. Context matters, people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm about to head up out of here. If you guys are not on the Bad Boy membership, get on the Bad Boy membership. Go to badboymembership.com. Also, make sure you guys get the book, Looks Don't Matter. Make sure you guys get that shit, get it cracking. Go to mrlocario.com to get your copy of Looks Don't Matter. Make sure you guys get that shit cracking. Go to mrlocario.com to get it right now. You feel me? And also, go to badboymembership.com and get 10 behavioral traits that let women know you're an alpha male. That is on the Bad Boy membership right now. Make sure you guys go and get that shit. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm out of here and I will holla at y'all later. And remember, guys, that the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
When it comes to being a man, it's about being that rock. It's about being stable.
So first, you're going to have to find discipline within yourself. Do you have that type of discipline? Do you even have the heart to be ruthless?
Women need leadership. It is in their nature to seek out leadership.
You can't do it 99. because all that's part of a man. You got to do it 100.
Apparently, these women out here having sex with somebody. Apparently, they're getting pregnant with somebody. Shoot, somebody getting some.
You should look at something like hypergamy and allow it to inspire you to always be evolving, getting better, expanding, developing.
There are things you know, there are things you don't know. Then there are things you don't know you don't even know.
There can be 10 of us in one room, and there's one question, and there's 10 correct answers, all different.